Hey everyone, welcome to the Plant-Based Morning Show, Thursday, April 20th edition. Doug, not only is it a thirsty Thursday, it's also 420. This is a perfect storm for you, I think. You haven't added on Instagram yet, so I guess you can't respond. But yeah, you can respond. Just respond in this
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that, right? I don't know. I mean, it's a good day, man. It's a great day.
Yeah. Good. Well, I just said goodbye to Robert Cheek, who was in town only for one night. Wasn't here long enough to make an appearance on the show or do any sort of push-ups or anything in the background, as Doug had wished would happen. But anyway, it was a good time. We hung out. I mean, really, he saw an evening in the life where I drove to two separate soccer practices, and then we went out to eat actually at the vegan Chinese place, Mama Wok in Charlotte. So that was kind of fun. But just a quick visit, took some pictures with the Plant-Based Athlete books in several languages. So that was also cool. And, just hung out, caught up. Robert's working on a new book. I don't know how much can be shared about that, but he's done some interesting stuff. It's a vegan book, a book about veganism and the spreading of it. I don't know. Probably shouldn't share more than that, but it sounds really good. He's doing really good work, and I'm excited to read it when it comes out.
Well, that's exciting. I'm sorry we didn't get to see him on the show, though.
Yeah, not this time. Maybe another time.
I was ready to challenge him to a push-up challenge and everything.
Yeah. He did some pull-ups that I saw. We did a little working out. We didn't work out. He worked out this morning. But we hung out in the fitness garage yesterday.
You just watched him,
some random things.
Watched him do some workouts.
Mostly. I wasn't doing a workout at the same time. But he was, because he appreciated the free gym. So yeah, that was it. But anyway, he just left 5 minutes ago. So he's off to do more bookstores. He has visited, I don't know what his number is, but something like 250 stores. He's trying. Whoa. He thinks he may already be it. He wants to be the author who has visited the most bookstores in the country. Which
to sign his own book or to
yeah, I mean, I think what he does is his goal really is to make the connection. First of all, is to get them to order more Plant-Based Athlete books, because he brings in signed book plates more than they have, and they always on the spot, or almost always, order 5 or whatever more, so they can put these signed stickers into them. So that's an interesting strategy. But he's also making connections with whoever the people are in the store, because so that when he has his book come out, he'll be able to reach out to them and say, hey, remember me? We talked, I visited, I signed books, and he'll have maybe 500 contacts when the book comes out. So I mean, that would be definitely a unique case for an author to have that many bookstore contacts, rather than requiring the publisher to have those. So who knows how that'll work out, but he's
that guy hustles more than anybody I know.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely does. I mean,
he has for years, right? I mean, he's been doing that for years. It's awesome.
I mean, I think that's his secret to success. Like, that is it, which isn't much of a secret. It's just hard work, but he does what most people are not willing to do. And he loves it. That's the thing. I think this New York Times bestseller status that we got from this most recent book, for him, was a 30-year plus dream to get that. So he just, I think, loves the idea of going to the bookstore, people getting excited that he's a New York Times bestselling author. They'll take pictures, they'll share it on their social media for the bookstore, which is good for the vegan movement. He views it as activism as well. So I understand. Jill says, Robert is always on the move. Does he still keep a box of books in the trunk? I'm sure he does. And I think he has other stuff too. I think he has, I mean, I don't know. Like, he gave my kids a bunch of little gifts. They used to do these vegan strong boxes where they would get donations from vegan companies, and then they would sell those. And it was a nonprofit. But he gave them both little sample bags full of stuff, not vegan strong anymore. But he's always has got samples and everything. He runs a little operation out of his car.
Very cool. That is awesome.
Yeah, so it was good to see him. How about you, Doug? What's on? What you do? Anything good last night?
I had a wonderful Mediterranean pasta dish that Katie whipped up, just kind of a homemade Mediterranean sauce.
What is a Mediterranean sauce? Like, what
I mean, I think it was like some white wine base with like a little bit of oil, and then a bunch of olives and some tomatoes and different spices. And I'm trying to remember. Artichoke hearts.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, it was really good. And
I like it.
what would the protein? Maybe chickpeas. I don't quite remember. Oh no, it was like white beans or something.
Okay.
But yeah, it was great. It's just like right now is probably my favorite time of the year. The weather is just so perfect.
Yep.
And so we're just spending so much time outside, and you don't have to worry about the bugs and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm just in a really happy place right now, Matt.
It might have to
And,
do with the dry challenge. That
it might.
to me,
It really
that's a
might.
side effect of those things for sure
Uh-huh.
for me, and it's appears to be documented scientifically as well that your mood will increase if you stop drinking. So
I did have 2 NA beers last night, which is unusual for me to have more than one. But I had one. We were like hanging out in the yard in the hammock and just kind of playing. I had one then, and then I had another one, kind of like halfway through dinner. I got another one. And I don't know. It's just it was nice to have 2 beers and no hangover.
yeah, right. It is nice.
But today is Thirsty Thursday, so we'll see how I feel tomorrow.
All right, this was your depression day last week.
It was, yeah.
That was a struggle. So are you going to do the same thing? Go play chess and then just be sad about having to go to bed early and all that?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. I kind of have a lot to do this evening because we're going camping tomorrow. I got to pack and get all the gear ready and stuff. So not entirely sure what the evening's how it's gonna unfold.
Right. Okay. Good. Well, it is 420, so instead of are all other drugs off the table as well?
I don't even know what you're talking about, Matt. I don't know what 420 is.
It's Hitler's birthday, and it's Columbine, I think, anniversary. So that's what I was referring to.
That's not things we want to celebrate.
No, they're not. But I think 420 is an ominous kind of day, despite that it is celebrated in some communities.
I didn't realize it was Hitler's birthday.
Huh. So I think the Columbine people they sort of foreshadowed it and maybe somehow mentioned that. I think maybe they were into that whole. I don't know. No,
I don't want to talk about that stuff.
Not nice stuff. No, for sure. All right. So Stephen had a museum day in Amsterdam yesterday. That sounds pretty nice. I'd like a museum day in Amsterdam. Kate says the A's are officially leaving Oakland. So I am.
Whoa!
I didn't
know
that.
I didn't know that either. That's breaking news.
Yeah, storied franchise and Moneyball, a subject of Moneyball documentary. I figured that saved the franchise. I haven't paid that much attention to baseball recently, but man,
where are they going?
Yeah, Kate, tell us where they're going if you get a chance. Okay, people don't like my depressing.
I was just talking about how happy I was and how joyful everything was, and then you start bringing up all this tragedies, man.
I know.
We're going to Las Vegas. Las Vegas getting a baseball team.
Wow, so they now have 2 major sports teams, right? Because they have football too. Yeah. And they took Oakland's team, so they could just keep taking Oakland's teams now. Is that's the thing? I guess.
I guess so. Maybe Oakland just. Man,
I mean, it is Oakland. It is Oakland, and there's already is San Francisco baseball. So, like, what? Of course.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right. I remember the Bash brothers, Mark McGwire, Jose Canseco. That was the golden era of steroids and home run hitting. 1988 or so. Maybe that's too depressing to bring up, too.
Yeah. What do you think of the new rules?
Oh, Mr. Jeffrey says they have 3. They also have NHL. That's right. They have the Golden Knights, I think. Wow.
Do they have soccer?
That's pretty amazing. No, I don't think they have soccer. Anyway, what are the new rules? What, of baseball?
Yeah. Are you into them?
I think there's a pitch clock, right?
Pitch clock. The different rules around how many times you can throw to first.
Yeah. Didn't we have some sort of article like really early in the show about this more general? They were making a more general point. I think they were using baseball as the example of statistics and optimization ruins things.
Yeah. Right. You can't. There's no shift anymore.
Right. Because people have gained. So I guess so maybe what they're kind of doing in some sense, at least with that, is they're instituting rules that make it so that you can't optimize and ruin things anymore. And they're trying to make it more like a real game. Right. I don't know. So I think it's good for baseball survival that they're doing this stuff. You kind of have to move things along. But I don't know. The charm of baseball was always that it was different. It was just sort of go out there, be relaxed. So I don't know. I guess you move away from that.
Yeah.
But I'm okay. Got to keep up. Got to do something. How about you? What do you think?
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm into change.
Mm-hmm.
I think no, it's all good. I think anything that is speeding up the speed of play and making the game a little more exciting. Like I don't mind additional rules. I don't mind kind of breaking the history of baseball. I think it's good for the sport.
Yeah. There are all these topics merging into one. I don't like because there's also the thing with baseball that it has become home runs and strikeouts game because that's also the best way to play it. It turns out not to bunt, not to get base hits, but just swing for the fences. I don't remember if this was all in the same article or not, or if it was if not. But I guess again, you have to keep up with the modern stuff. People want those home runs and things, so I guess small ball is not any fun to watch. But
I think that part of what they're doing is trying to make it to where you're hitting less home runs. I mean,
they are doing that.
Well, I think so. I think that's kind of part of the thing is they want more small ball because then it makes the home runs more exciting and just kind of I don't know, just
right. Like, I guess getting rid of the shift, right? As Emery says, that'll mean more hits, so that will mean it's better just to take a basic swing.
Yeah.
Very amateur analysis right now happening.
Absolutely.
I apologize for that.
Absolutely. I listened to something the other day that said that climate change is going to cause. I think it was more home runs. It could have been less home runs. I think it was more home runs because of the way the air pressure and like the way the ball will carry through the air. And statistically, they're showing that it's happening.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. But that to me sounds like a trend that maybe you can observe when you zoom out over a long time. But the ups and downs any given year or span of years, I have a feeling we're not going to be able to observe that. But who knows?
You just wait a couple years. Every single pitch is going to be home run.
Maybe. We'll see. All right, so let's jump into what we've got today. I don't have any more news or anything. Let me pull up the weather report. There is some fun weather report stuff today. This was an easy show to plan for today. Things just kind of fell into place, jumped out. My sound machine appears to be working again inexplicably, so we'll go with that. So here we go. Adopting a healthful plant-based diet reduces risk of mortality, cardiovascular disease, and cancer. This is from Veg News, or from the JAMA Network Open Journal via Veg News. That's where I found out about it. Conversely, a diet made up of plant-based foods with plant-based foods with an increased consumption of sugary beverages, snacks, desserts, refined grains, potatoes, and fruit juices was linked to an elevated risk. So this is, again, this idea that we've seen studied a little bit recently that a high-quality plant-based diet is beneficial for health, but the less healthful version of plant-based diet doesn't really get you much in the way of gains. So I as I saw this one, like it sounds significant, got to talk about it. I don't know what, like, when they set out to do these studies, it's like, we already know that. Like, we already figured that out. Like, why are we doing that again? Maybe that study was started before this other one recently was published. And I guess it's always good to replicate things. But I just feel like, how many times are we going to hear a plant-based diet lowers mortality risk in this and this and this, compared to a bad plant-based diet, compared to an omnivorous diet, compared to standard American, compared to paleo? Like, how many times do we need to do that?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. I mean, do you ever, I mean, surely at some point they stop studying certain things because it's just assumed to be fact, right? And then you start getting more nuanced with the studies, right? To look at how it affects people of a certain age or a certain race, or, men versus women and
Right.
that kind of thing, right? So I don't know, but and that all has to do with the funding of the studies, right? So as long as people are still funding these general ones, I guess they're going to keep coming.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the researcher's not going to gain anything by just establishing something that's already been established. But
that's true.
So
you're not making the morning show. I guess they are making this morning show.
Yeah. So maybe this is the signal of the end. Now that I'm sick of these things, maybe so is a bunch of other media. And
someone right now is sitting in a lab about to publish their results and be like, no.
Well, this study was on the UK Biobank, which we've heard a bunch recently. That's a big sample of more than 500,000 people between the ages of 40 and 69 between 2006 and 2010. So apparently that data set can be used for a lot of things.
Yeah.
All right. Another one that sounds kind of familiar. Sodexo or Sodejo. I don't know how to say it.
Sodexo.
It is Sodexo. I thought it was sort of like a Aztec kind of word, like Mexico, where you say it as an H, but I don't know.
I've always called it Sodexo.
Okay. That's the camp. You recognize them probably from your college dining hall. Mm-hmm. That was always catered or whatever, provided by them. They were the company that did that. They are now increasing their commitment of plant-based planned menus to 50% by 2025. 50%? I don't quite know. Yeah, by 20 and only 2 years from now. So I don't know what a planned menu means. If that means that's the amount of food is going to be 50% plant-based, or if they have a special thing called a planned menu where it's like a set thing for the day and you can choose that. I don't really know. But still, 50% is a big number. Their internal analysis has shown that 70% of the company's U.S. supply carbon footprint was related to animal-based food purchases. So they want to reduce their carbon footprint by 34% by 2025. That's more ambitious than New York City's one, which is 33% by 2030. So way to go, Sodexo.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, it is big. You wonder with some of these, like hotels. You know how hotels they act like they're just like this friend of the environment. All the rooms say, "Be nice to the environment, save water, hang up your towels again, so we don't have to wash them."
Yeah,
they're saving themselves money, and they're just doing it under the auspice of we care about the environment.
That's true. Yep.
So you have to wonder, a lot of this stuff is some of that too. Like if it was extremely unprofitable for Sodexo to, move to plant-based menus, they probably wouldn't be doing it because they care so much about the earth. Who knows? But I don't know what type of company it is or anything. But anyway, so I'm just wondering.
I would imagine. I don't think of Sodexo as being like very, very progressive in their thinking. Maybe I'm wrong about that, right. But like,
no, it must be that these plant-based menus cost them significantly less. And
I don't know about that. I mean, there might. I don't want to. I mean, they're probably looking at trends too. Thinking more people are going plant-based. Yeah, it's good PR for us to announce something like this. It might save a little bit of money, but it's also, I don't know. It just feels like like you said, they are feeding every college kid in America, just about probably. Mm-hmm. And if 50% of their food now is plant-based, and you have to imagine that it's not going to just be, vegan nuggets and stuff like that, but a lot of kind of healthier foods as well. I think that's a win. If I walked into a cafeteria, a campus cafeteria, and half the food was plant-based, I'd be ecstatic.
Definitely. I'm not at all suggesting that even if it's done out of its pure profit motive, that it's a bad thing. I still think it's great, of course. So I'm all for companies making profit by using plant-based food. All right, next up, we got a link on this one. Can you pull that one up on the screen?
Yeah, sure.
It's just it's a visual one. This is from Plant-Based News. They say that Disney has collaborated with Adidas to release 2 vegan Samba shoes featuring both Mickey and Minnie Mouse to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of Disney. We've talked recently about Puma and Nike, who have turned away. They've sworn off kangaroo leather in their football boots, and they've cited the ethical stuff, sustainability. But they also say that the synthetic leather can actually perform better than kangaroo leather, which is said to be very high performing leather for soccer shoes. Anyway, Adidas has not done that, and they've seemingly doubled down on their use of kangaroo leather. They confirmed they will use it through 2024. But in this case, they're making a vegan shoe. I actually have a vegan Adidas Samba shoe. It has nothing to do with Disney. They just made one that had a vegan stamp on it one year. So I wear that every now and then. But these shoes, I'm not going
to. So most Sambas are what?
Are
kangaroo leather?
No, just regular leather.
Regular leather. Okay.
Yeah.
But these Sambas are vegan leather, and they have a weird is it the heart thing?
Well, I don't know what that is. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe if your feet were together, then you'd have a little heart that would be formed. That's strange.
That's like a trending thing right now, right? Where you put up your hand like this and the other person kind of finishes.
Oh, is that right?
Heart.
No, I didn't know that. Okay. I've seen one person do that. I've seen that be a soccer celebration. People do. They put up the heart.
I think that's a thing.
Around. Go to the top of this page. They show it from the front too. It's got the tongue has a Mickey on there.
Mickey.
So that's not too. It's not too prominent.
Too in your face, yeah.
I don't know. I can't. Are there two different shoes? One's Mickey, one's Minnie.
I mean, that one looks like a Mickey, and then this hand over here looks like a Minnie.
Mickey has the red trim.
The red, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't buy it, but it's cool.
Yeah, if you're into Disney, I think you'd buy it. I mean, it's a cool collaboration. I like Adidas. We all know that. I wear Adidas clothes often.
You do?
Largely because I got the 50% discount to the employee store. But that was enough for me to embrace the brand.
Yeah, that's your shtick.
Yeah,
not a shtick, but that's your avatar, right? Adidas man.
Yep, that's right. Mm-hmm. All right, so that is that one, and that is our weather report. Forgot to run the music on that last one.
Those are good ones.
There we go. I thought so. I like those reports. Very nice. So getting into our main topics, we're gonna be kind of quick today, Doug, with this show. I only have two topics planned, and I think we'll get to both. You mentioned your Mediterranean sauce last night.
Mm-hmm.
My mom sent me this yesterday from a different source than the one I ended up using. She sent me it from Jerusalem Times, I think. And their website was very strange. So I Googled and found some. It was just like huge, like full page photos of like a woman. I just didn't understand it. It was just like, and like no sidebar, just a full length text, no margin either. Not a good website. So I found MedPage today has it, and the headline here is the Green Mediterranean Diet linked to aortic stiffness reversal. Subheadline: All healthy diets help, but one had the biggest impact in post hoc trial analysis. I actually don't know what post hoc means. I meant to look that up because they mentioned.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you that.
At the end, they mentioned the limitations of the study, and they say the post hoc exploratory nature of the analysis in a modest-sized trial with 3 primary and numerous secondary endpoints, which could have led to type 1 statistical error. So I don't know what any of that means, and I kind of wanted to learn, but then I didn't have time. So I'll try to learn that later. Anyway, I never heard of the Green Mediterranean Diet. I didn't know that was a thing. And apparently it is a thing, and it's a thing that was made up by researchers, not people trying to make a quick buck off of a cookbook or something. Researchers made this up, I think, for the purpose of it being healthy, to see if they could improve on it. It's basically the same as the Mediterranean diet. So we have another article here from who's it from, Doug?
Very Well Fit.
Very Well Fit. That explains the Green Mediterranean diet. And what it is, before we get into what this study has shown, is it's Mediterranean diet, but no red meat, or red meat is at least discouraged. I guess the original Mediterranean diet still includes some Mediterranean or some red meat. I kind of figured it already was discouraged, since you don't really think of that as really part of a Mediterranean diet. But yeah, so that's discouraged. You can also not eat processed foods and added sugar, but those were already discouraged on the Mediterranean diet. But they also add in some things. They add in, you have to have walnuts. I think 1 15-gram serving per day. In this study, I think both groups had walnuts, but they add walnuts for the Green Mediterranean diet. And they also add some kind of protein shake. I'm not finding it this second. You see that, Doug, in front of you somewhere? I think duckweed protein. Have you heard of duckweed protein?
Duckweed protein?
Duckweed. It's kind of a new, here it is.
Protein.
So the diet requires, so in addition to the ounce of walnuts, 3 to 4 cups of green tea. That's added to the Mediterranean, because that's not really traditionally part of a Mediterranean diet, I don't think. And 100-gram frozen cubes of Wolfia globosa. Menkai duckweed is the English name of that.
What's duckweed? Have you heard of that before?
Yes, it's a sort of trendy protein, plant-based protein. I think it's a sea vegetable kind of thing. Like I don't know if it's an algae or like it's like leaves that grow on top of the water. So not
duckweed, algae. Not wheat. Duckweed.
Right, like 420. Duckweed.
I have no idea what you're talking about, man. So weird. Keep bringing that up.
Yeah, I know it is weird. So anyway, duckweed is for whatever reason it's a trending protein. I'm not sure what is supposed to be good about it. I haven't really heard of it that much, but my friend from Asheville texted one day and said, "What about this duckweed?" And I said, "I don't know about that." And they said, "Well, then I'm not getting it."
And then we should put it in compliment.
Yeah, right. It's whatever's trending, put it in. So anyway, you have to take that. So I don't know what the rationale is. I'd like to actually look this up and figure out who exactly made up this thing and why did they make this up? Why did they hypothesize that would be a good thing to add to your diet?
And the green tea. I mean, it seems like they're just kind of designing a new diet, like their perfect diet.
Yeah, and I mean, green tea, that's certainly a big part of other diets, including
Sure.
some Blue Zones type diets. I don't know if they drink a lot of green tea in Okinawa, but that would be one of the Blue Zones. And I mean, a lot of the Blue Zones do have tea as part of it. So green tea has lots of benefits, so they've added that in. And yeah, if duckweed actually has really good longevity benefits, then I could see it being added in. But anyway, I'll have to figure that out more. Anyway, what happened with this green Mediterranean diet compared to a regular? So this was a low-calorie green Mediterranean diet. They compared it to a low-calorie Mediterranean diet, and by low calorie, I mean I think it's 1,500 to 1,800 calories per day, and this is for, on average, 51-year-old, 88% men, 31.3 BMI. So these are not tiny people. I don't think this. I don't know what 31.3 is. I don't think that's obesity, but these are not small children, right? It's and only 1,500 to 1,800 calories per day for the men, and 1,200 to 1,400 for women. I mean, that's just not that much.
It isn't very much, right?
No. So both Mediterranean diets were that. The other diet they compared all this to was like the standard guideline diet, whatever the government guidelines were, I think, or maybe it was some other, maybe it wasn't the government, but the guidelines. They followed that, or sort of ate healthily. And what they found out was that aortic stiffness, which is the stiffness of your aorta, of course, heart artery, that it went down by 15% over the baseline with the green Mediterranean diet compared to 7.3% on the regular healthy Mediterranean diet and 4.8% with the guideline-based diet. So that's pretty big improvement on a pretty big factor. I don't know aortic stiffness specifically, how closely linked or how much blame that is for heart disease in general, but I'm sure that sure sounds like it's a big part of it. And heart disease, very big time killer. So that's a pretty significant thing if they can work out this issue with the post hoc and the type 1 statistical issue. That's got to figure that out.
What are the main differences between the green Mediterranean and regular Mediterranean?
I think we said them. I think it's
just the shake and the walnuts and the green tea.
Yeah, but the walnuts were included in this study's regular Mediterranean diet as well. So for the purposes of this study, the green tea, the shake, and the not eating red meat. It says along with the avoidance of processed
no, that's
red
right. No red meat. Yeah, okay.
But again, I don't know. I just sort of thought a regular Mediterranean diet, you're not really eating much red meat anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't seem like that would be a huge factor here, but maybe it is.
I just threw the meal plan up on the screen. You can see the 7-day meal plan. Yeah, and it's fairly healthy, except that every day includes some sort of either chicken or salmon.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Tuna. I mean, none of these are, of course. I mean, really fully vegan at all, right?
Yeah, and this is
Sardines.
just a general green Mediterranean diet page, right? That one. That's not what they ate in the study. We don't know what they ate exactly in the study.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
No, that's just the general information about the diet. So we don't know how the studies differed from that, but they do have green tea in all those sample meals, the high protein plant-based shake and all those. I just thought a Mediterranean diet, as I've said a lot, the idea of a Mediterranean flexitarian diet, it sounds like something people can embrace and get behind.
Yeah.
When I say that, I don't think you should be eating every single day meat on it. I sort of assumed like a flexitarian or even a Mediterranean would mean you're going 2-3 days a week at least where you're not having any meat at all. And so I would think the green Mediterranean without red meat would be even less of that. But no, it appears that every day they're having some sort of chicken or fish or something.
Day 7 looks good. They've got feta cheese, and
an omelet.
The main dish is mushroom with lentil and walnut salad, whole wheat pasta, and roasted red peppers.
So they have one on the Sabbath. They have one no meat day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, definitely not a vegan diet by any means, but this is good. So I really wish in this study we could see this compared to a plant-based Mediterranean diet, which wouldn't be hard to make at all, right? You remove the meat, eat some more beans to replace those calories, perhaps.
Right.
And it'd be great to see how that would fare in this kind of study. And it may not do better. If it didn't, it would be really interesting to know that, because what I see longevity people recommending is 2 or 3 servings of fish per week, in addition to like a vegan diet. So it'd be really cool to see what a fully vegan diet does compared to this sort of diet. But we don't have that. That's an idea for future research, perhaps, for somebody.
Maybe we should do it.
Yeah, sure. We're going to do that. You keep track on an Excel spreadsheet of what the results are, and we'll see how it goes.
No problem. Sounds good.
Okay.
Do some volunteers here through the Discord.
And we won't suffer from any of that post hoc problem. We'll make sure we eliminate that.
No way.
All right. So that's that one. The other one was shared in Discord. I don't have the name right in front of me of the person who shared it. I'll try to look that up while we're talking. But it caught my attention. It's from Trail Runner Magazine. Doug, you're no stranger to that magazine, I'm sure.
No, I'm not. I've been featured in it many times.
Were you? I was featured also in Trail Runner. It was my very first magazine that ever featured me. And I remember excitedly going to, I think the store was called Newsstand, where back in the day, they used to have stores that only sold magazines and newspapers and things.
Oh, yeah. Those were the best.
And I went to one. I think I went maybe, I don't know if I called ahead or went a couple of days, knew what day it would be in there. And I think I at least went twice and had to come back because it wasn't there. and then got that magazine. I was so excited to have that. I still do have it. Anyway, what they have here is this is a good headline and subheadline: 5 protein pastas that are worth the money. And then that subheadline: with pasta, there are endless possibilities for carb loading. So they had to say with pasta. They couldn't just say endless possibilities for carb loading. They had to actually put pasta into that subheadline again, just in case you didn't quite.
Do you think you would have? I mean, I guess with the headline, you would know. Yeah, okay. I think it's probably. I would cut the with pasta.
I might just cut the whole pun out of there. I think we don't need that.
You're not a pun guy.
No, I don't like puns in headlines, because you know what it is. If someone made that joke in real life, you roll your eyes and be like, "Come on, dude!" Like. We all could say possibilities.
No way, man. I'd give them some high fives. I would be like, yes.
So I feel like it's like if any pun can be worked into a headline, people will just put it in, even if it's not funny or anything. They'll just put it in. And I think that's my problem with the pun.
What about in the intro paragraph?
That's a better place for it, I think. Yeah, that's the place with the possibilities joke, right in there.
Yeah, right. Get someone laughing. In the middle, yeah. Right. I don't know. I don't hate it in the subheadline because it's pretty small there, but I get you. I feel you.
Yeah, it's not for SEO. It's not for SEO. You could just make that the headline, right? And endless possibilities for carb loading, or 5 possibilities for your next pre-run meal.
Wait, you would want the pun in the?
No, if not for SEO, if it was just for human consumption. And it said 5 possibilities for your next 5 high protein possibilities for your next pre-run meal, or affordable, because this is worth the money. That'd be a pretty good headline. I don't think we need to repeat pasta again.
Anyway, three times. There's pasta is written there 3 times.
Right,
Mr. Jeffrey likes puns. I kind of do too.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like me and Mr. Jeffrey would get along.
Maybe we would. Anyway, the pastas they show in the picture look really good. The picture of the website. I don't know if you have that pulled up, Doug.
I do. I'm pulling it up right now.
That looks good. I saw that and I thought
Which one?
This is just the article at the top. All those different shapes of pasta. Only one looks like it's maybe 2 look like they're whole wheat pasta. The rest are not certainly the pastas that they're reviewing. They just look like good old semolina pasta.
You're just a pasta fiend. You just.
I do really like pasta.
You do really like pasta,
especially different shapes like that.
Which, if you were at a table here, and all of these shapes were there, which one would you be grabbing to make your dish?
That's a good question. Let's see. Definitely not the tiny stars. Definitely not the miniature shells. And this is my favorite. Each of these might be appropriate for their own thing.
Sure. Yeah.
That thing on the bottom right, sort of a radiatore shape.
I like that.
That looks pretty good to me. I'd go with that. That thing in the top left, I'm not familiar with that shape, so I'd probably pick it.
Looks like little bowls.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like open shells.
Yeah.
Or mouse.
If you ever want to if you have a World Market near you, and I think you do have a World Market in Nashville, but World Market has a great selection of different pasta shapes and things.
Okay, great.
Anyway, what they do here is they go into high protein pastas, none of which are shaped in these good ways. Probably they're all just proteiny, I think.
Yeah, probably so.
But this is something I'm really, I think is important. I like pasta a lot. It's one of my favorite dishes to make, and I have it too much. And it's too much wheat in my diet. Even when it's whole wheat, it's still ground wheat, and it's hard to even call that a whole food because it's just not treated by your body as one. It's a lot of carbohydrates. So I try to now and then mix it up. Recently, we've done the bottom one on this list, which is the Barilla Protein Plus pasta. I think the first ingredient in that is still semolina flour, which is refined flour. It's not it's like a little more coarse, but it's still refined. It's not whole wheat by any means. And then they add in a bunch of different things, whether it's like lentil flour or pea flour. I don't know which one it is, but it's good whole flours. And so it's okay. It's affordable, which is the good thing. $2.50. And because the rest of it is just semolina flour, it tastes pretty good. Like it really doesn't taste almost any different from white pasta, maybe even a little better in some ways. So that one for $2.50 for one box, probably about double what you could pay for pasta if you wanted to get the cheapest white pasta there was. In a 2-ounce serving, 10 grams of protein per 28 grams of carbohydrates. So that's I think about twice the protein content relative to carbohydrates of normal pasta. So it's not a bad choice, but like I said, you're still getting some white flour there, so it's not the best choice by any means as far as health goes. So they review a bunch of.
Did you say I've never had it? You said it doesn't really taste any different.
No, I really think it tastes. I like it better than white pasta, which I can't say about wheat pasta. Like whole wheat pasta is pretty good. It's come a long way for sure. But I still think it's not quite as nice as a white, just good old white pasta. But this one's, I don't know, as good as white pasta, maybe better.
Okay.
So they recommend some others, and like you can find these now. The problem is the price is prohibitive on a lot of these things. And this article doesn't do a great job of like helping you understand how much these things do actually cost.
Comparisons, yeah.
No, it would have been nice if they did that. But they mentioned a few examples, and then I'll give you a couple other examples that I know of. Zenbi rotini pasta box of 6 is $29. So I'm guessing if those are 1 pound box, they're probably not. They're probably 12-ounce boxes would be my guess. So that's $5 for 12 ounces. That's that's steep, but it's not the highest you'll see. They like that one because it's made of yellow peas, and that's cool. And they say why it's our pick. You can't beat one single whole food ingredient. So I think in that it is literally just dried yellow pea flour, which is a whole food, and it's yes, it's ground, but it is pretty good. I'd rather have peas or beans than wheat if I got to choose a ground food to have for health purposes. 36 grams of carbs for 12 grams of protein, so 3-to-1 there, which is actually lower than higher than the 2.8 to 1 that was in the Barilla Plus carbohydrate to protein. A couple other ones they mentioned here. Let's find them. I haven't heard of most of these. Tolerant organic red lentil pasta for a box of 6. Again, we'll just assume 12-ounce boxes. $4. That's getting more reasonable price, but still expensive. I assume it's just all red lentils. And they say 50 grams of carbs for 21 grams of protein. So, I mean, that's a different serving size, but similar ratio to what we've been seeing. Ancient Harvest protein pasta, green lentil penne. I've never seen this or any kind of green lentil pasta, but this one is made with green lentil flour and organic quinoa flour. So that could be kind of good. Then they've got the only bean pasta, which is black bean spaghetti. Black bean pastas, I've never found one that I really like that much.
No, I tried to get really into them for a while because Eliza would eat it, but I never liked it, and so we kind of quit buying it because
it's not like it's a bad thing. It just like a lot of these foods, like I mean, just like using zucchini noodles for pasta. Like it just changes it so it's no longer the same thing. That would be fine if it's like its own dish and you said this is a zucchini noodle salad kind of thing we made, or a black bean, Asian dish with black bean pasta. That's fine. It just you can't have this with spaghetti and bean balls. It's just not going to be. I mean, you wouldn't even need bean balls because you already had your whole spaghetti is black beans. But listen to this: 20 grams of carbs to 25 grams of protein. Now, I'm not saying like if you're eating whole beans, I don't really care what the protein to carbohydrate ratio is. If it's just beans, then it is what it is, and I'm good with that. But if you are a protein hunter, then that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
More protein than
Yeah.
carbs. Which I mean, is that true of regular black beans? Oh, organic black soybeans. These are not regular black beans. These are black soybeans they're using.
What's a black soybean?
I don't know, but it's a powerhouse ingredient, they say.
Sounds like it.
Also contains soluble and insoluble fiber. So, these are healthy choices. No doubt to me, these are healthier choice than even the Barilla Protein Plus. But that Protein Plus is the one you will find in a lot of stores. You also can get Trader Joe's has red lentil pasta, of course. I forget what they call the shape. It's like a mini tube penne thing. But I've seen in regular grocery stores now, I'm starting to see the red lentil pastas that are made by Barilla, maybe some other brand. But like they look like they're fairly nice. They cost like $3 a box, so it's really not a bad deal. So I need to give those another try. I don't hate red lentil pasta. I've had that Trader Joe's one plenty.
Yeah,
and it's pretty good. It's almost the same. It's almost sort of a good stand-in for regular. But
with any of these, I would say. No, I mean I don't know about these specific, but like my experience with lentil pasta and black bean pasta and chickpea pasta is that you really have to get the cooking right. Like they're much less forgiving than just regular, even whole wheat pasta or white flour pasta. As far as like, it's either too hard or way too soft really quickly. So you have to kind of nail the cooking and be checking it a lot. And if you do that, then it's good. But it's so easy to screw that up. That's been my experience.
Yeah, I think that is accurate. They are hard to get right, and they also, like, I've noticed that I think with the red lentil pasta specifically, this Trader Joe's one, you have to take it out when it seems like it's not done. And I guess with real pasta that's kind of the case, but it's more so with this. You take it out when it seems like it's not done, and then in the next minute or two, it just gets to be exactly how it is. Or maybe I haven't had it in a while. Maybe you have to cook it so it's overdone, and then once it comes out, it sort of firms up again. I don't know, but like you said, they're not that easy to get. I do think with some practice, maybe you can find the right way to do any one of them.
Yeah,
but
they also don't keep very well. Like,
no, I think you're right.
If you make we frequently make a big batch pasta and then reuse it, and they don't keep as well.
Yes, they will. They will very like if I try to black bean spaghetti. First of all, you get a very gummy kind of texture, and then if you reheat that in the microwave, usually like the noodles will start breaking apart as you're trying to eat it. So yeah, I get you. I get what you mean.
That's why I do white flour exclusively.
Yeah,
with everything.
Like pure pasta man. Dr. Greger does have some kind of video. I can't find it in this moment. About. Oh, here I do have it. So I'll share the link in our chat. It's about do the benefits of beans, lentils, and chickpeas remain when they are powdered to make pasta? And the short answer, I believe, is yes, they actually do. It's a 5-minute video, and it's not entirely clear what the conclusion is, but I'm pretty sure yes, they mostly transfer. So
Joe, Plant Power Pantry says black soybeans. Oh man, when I put it up, I can't see it anymore. Black soybeans are also known as Japanese black beans, and they are a type of soybean with black skin and white interior. These are not to be confused with black beans, and they have a different taste. Mr. Jeffrey, that's interesting. Mr. Jeffrey says, I stopped getting protein pasta because of how fussy it is, but also the protein was 20 to 30 grams per serving, and whole wheat was 18 grams per serving. So I just get whole wheat and add some beans, which I think...
So to me, that is good logic when it comes to protein, because whole wheat is not that low. Even the white flour is not that low in protein. But your protein quality, first of all, is diminished. The wheat protein has this protein digestibility score of like 50%. So you kind of have to cut that number in half. And the other ones aren't 100% either, but they're maybe in 70, 80%. So it's just not as good. But if you're not thinking about protein, if you're just thinking about how much bad carbohydrate am I getting, right. I think you're getting, I think that ground, even whole wheat flour is much less good carbohydrate compared to the bean carbohydrate. So that would be an argument for finding one of these things that works. I haven't really either. The Banza is my favorite, and it's pretty good. It's made out of chickpeas, but it's still very expensive. So I'd say about half the time, and recently less than that, we do some sort of alternative pasta. But if it's a weekend, I'm having that wine, Doug, you better believe I'm getting a regular real pasta. I'll use Barilla Plus or I'll use whole wheat. But on an actual, if I'm putting real effort into a meal, I will not use protein or whatever these are, bean pastas.
How often are you making your own pasta these days?
Oh, making my own? Not very much. I'd say once every 2 months right now.
Oh, really?
Not,
okay.
Yeah, not too much.
Hey, how often, if ever, I'm pulling back up the picture of the different pastas, just like sheets of pasta. I'm not like in the left side, middle left side. Not not lasagna pasta, just like sheets of pasta that you can kind of fold into sauce. I saw a recipe recently that called for that, and I've never cooked with that.
Yeah, I haven't done that much either. I think pappardelle is sort of that, but it's not the whole sheet. It's like half that length, half that width. I mean, so no, I don't do too much of that. You often make those sheets if you're going to be making a cut pasta like linguine or fettuccine. You start with that sheet, you roll it out first, but to have it dried wouldn't really serve you any purpose because you can't. I guess you can cut dried sheet. I don't know, but
Mr. Jeffrey says those sheets are also for making tortellini or ravioli, which would be true. But do you dampen it?
No, I don't think you.
You can't cook it.
Right.
Oh man.
So I don't know what that picture is. I'd love to hear if somebody knows. I'm sure they didn't just
I mean, like I said, I recently saw a recipe that called for that, and it was like just kind of this like floppy sheets of pasta that you forked up in a different sauce, and it kind of the way it. I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
There's some good comedy happening over here. Mr. or not Mr. Steven says you guys are getting great mileage out of this pasta article, and then Jill follows it up with the possibilities for uses for this article are endless.
Oh, very nice. So she reused the same pun.
I know, but it's great. Wow. It's great.
This is good. This is good comedy. Kate says no boiled lasagna, maybe. And I think that's probably right. I think not all lasagna has those ridges. And that's just a more authentic lasagna. Like if I make homemade lasagna, you just roll out those sheets. You don't have to put the ridge thing on the edge.
What is no boil lasagna? What does that mean? Like you don't boil the pasta first?
Right. I don't know how they do it. Maybe they pre-boil it somehow and then dry. I don't know. But you just have to put it in the oven.
Okay.
So there you go. Good mileage out of that pasta article. Steven's right.
Yeah. Turns out Matt can talk about pasta.
Yeah, I can.
Imagine that.
What I want to get into, I have a great book called I think it's called Pasta by Hand. Just got actually chewed up by our foster dog. So that was not good. It's one of my favorite books of all. They have a bunch of authentic, like they're handmade dumplings, and they call them dumplings, but it could still just be like a gnocchi would be a dumpling, or a gnocco would be a dumpling. But a bunch of them are made with like lots of alternative flours that aren't just wheat. Like there's chestnut flour is one of them, and several others. I'm not thinking of the names right now, but I think farro maybe is one of them. So I need to order some of these different flours because I think it'd be great to be making pasta that was like alternative to wheat, but is meant to be that way. Because that's my problem. I don't like messing with what it was meant to be like. You know that, Doug.
I do know that. I know that well.
Yeah.
Yet for some reason you seemed interested in vegan chicken fries with Pringles.
I'm mildly interested in that. I think I said that actually looks kind of good or something like that.
Did you ever have the chicken fries from like Burger King when they were a thing?
No, I don't remember that. Would that was a pre?
Yeah, as a kid, they had chicken fries. I think it was Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just chicken nuggets shaped like a fry that you dipped in sauce.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. One of those things, but I used to get them because I was into that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, if I'd known about that and been in a Burger King, that kind of sounds familiar. I bet I have had that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's literally just chicken nuggets shaped like a fry, right? It's just a new shape.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
But we talk about pasta shapes as if they matter, so maybe that matters for the experience, the right shape. Yeah, so Bianca shared this in the Discord. Another perk of being in Discord, you get to see Bianca's junk food shares, and I think she said they weren't. She didn't say how good they were. I saw her Instagram post about it also, and she said you can't really taste the Pringles. You gotta have to look for the Pringles. It's not like the Pringles were the coating of the chicken fry. That's an odd pairing to me. I mean, it's not odd that they put Pringles into a chicken fries. It's weird that Morningstar chose to make their plant-based one and they got Pringles to do it. It just seems like a very niche offering.
It is, yeah, no doubt about it. That seems to be the trend right now with these like plant-based things.
You're right. Pick a brand and put it in there. Make it niche. Yeah. So Bianca might join us. It sounds like tomorrow to do a little show and tell of this and maybe some other stuff. But she was on before and it was a good time. You weren't here, Doug, but maybe we'll have 3 of us on YouTube next time because we weren't. I don't think we were even doing YouTube too much last time.
No.
I think she did go on here, but it wasn't our focus. So it'd be fun to have 3 people on YouTube. See how that goes. So hopefully Bianca will join us tomorrow, and we'll catch up. All right. So before we go here, let's see. Jill says, I remember you talking about that book all the time on NMA podcast. Yeah, I think I did talk about that probably when I discovered it, the Pasta by Hand book by Jen Lewis. And Mr. Jeffrey says, do you think it's just Pringles for the coating? Maybe Morningstar gets help with the R&D by including them. Well, I mean, Kellogg probably owns Pringles, right? And Kellogg owns Morningstar. So no great, red tape had to be handled for that, I'm sure. I think they probably put some Pringles into the coating, but it's not like the coating is made from Pringles only, which that would be a good kind of fry to try, but chicken fry. Anyway, that's that.
Hey, before we go, I know some people might be traveling to races this weekend, so I want to give a shout out now while they're listening. Law Dog is running the Heiner 50K this weekend.
Okay.
So good luck to Law Dog. And Mr. Jeffrey's running and his wife are running Mendocino Coast 50K, my favorite race ever, from our good buddy Sid Garza-Hillman. So good luck to you guys. And anyone else who's racing. If you are racing, let us know in the Discord or here.
Yeah. And Mr. Jeffrey, you need to tell Sid that we said hi to him. Please.
I told him to tell Sid he looks old.
Okay. Okay. Good. Just as nice. Oh, and Bianca's doing a 50K too. I didn't know that.
Oh, Bianca too. Oh yeah. Man, it's gonna be a big weekend.
A lot of runners this weekend, yeah. Cool. Okay, good. Well, not the weekend yet. We'll talk about tomorrow, about the weekend. What's planned. If anything. But that's it. So for now, that's it. Enjoy your Thirsty Thursday, your 420 Thursday. Doug, hope you have a good time out with your bandmates. Maybe don't sit at the bar when you play chess this time. Just maybe just a different atmosphere might keep you from getting depressed. I don't know.
It might be good. Might mix it up. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Sounds
good. All
good.
right, guys. Thank y'all, and we will see you tomorrow.
All right.